So OpenAI just announced something pretty huge, a new initiative that's all about reshaping education, not just in one country, but on a global scale. And you might be asking, why now? Well, it's because we're all staring down one of the biggest challenges of our time. How do we get ready for a world that's completely powered by AI?
To really get why this initiative is so critical, we first need to understand the core problem that it's trying to solve.
And that problem has a name: capability overhang. Now, it sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually super simple. We've got these incredibly powerful AI tools, right? But there's this massive gap between what they can do and what most of us are actually doing with them. It's kind of like having a Formula One race car in your garage, but only using it to get groceries. The real power, the real transformation only happens when people know how to push that technology to its limits. And this isn't just some abstract idea. This overhang has a huge impact on the real world, especially our jobs. Get this. Projections show that by 2030, nearly 40% of the core skills people use at work today are going to change. And guess what's driving that change? Yep, almost all of it is AI. This isn't some far-off future we're talking about. This is happening, like right now.
It's exactly that urgency that's behind OpenAI's new program, called Education for Countries. It's their big, direct response to this challenge of getting the workforce ready for what's coming. So, what's the big idea here? Well, the crucial thing to understand is that this is not just about handing out some software to schools. No, this is about a deep partnership. OpenAI is working directly with governments and universities to actually weave AI tools, training, and research right into the fabric of their education systems. It's a systemic approach, you know? The whole point is to close that capability gap and make sure the next generation doesn't just know about AI, but knows how to use it.
Okay, so that's the big vision. But how are they actually going to pull it off? Well, the whole program is built on 4 key pillars that work together to create this whole new learning ecosystem. So first up, you've got the tools themselves, like giving schools access to things like ChatGPT Edu. Second, there's the research. They're going to work together to figure out what impact AI actually has on learning. Third is training and certification for both students and teachers. And finally, number 4, they're building a global network so everyone can share what works and what doesn't.
All right, so that's the plan on paper. But what does it look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's take a look at Estonia, a country that is absolutely all in on this, to see how it works in the real world.
You see, Estonia isn't just dipping its toes in the water here. Oh no, they have dived in head first. They've rolled out AI tools like ChatGPT Edu across their entire nation. We're talking every public university and secondary school. It's a really bold national-level commitment that could totally set the standard for everyone else.
And the scale here is just, wow. In just its first year, the program has already reached more than 30,000 students, teachers, and researchers in Estonia alone. That's a massive real-world experiment playing out right now in AI-driven education. This quote from Ivo Visak, the guy leading the charge in Estonia, really just nails the whole mission. He says, it's not about using AI to just spit out answers faster or memorize more stuff. No, it's about strengthening how we learn. It's about building those critical thinking and problem-solving skills. That's how you really close the capability overhang. So let's zoom out for a second. This whole initiative, it's bigger than just one company or a handful of countries. It's really part of this much larger conversation that we're all having about what the future of learning and work is going to look like. So to wrap it all up, what are the big things to take away from this? Well, first, the problem. AI is changing the workforce, and it's happening fast. Second, the solution. Education is absolutely the key to closing that capability overhang. And third, the action. This OpenAI program gives us a real blueprint for how countries can start integrating AI into their education systems and do it right. And all of this leaves us with one last really big question to think about. For, centuries, education has been about teaching students how to find the right answers. But what happens in a world where an AI can give you the answer to almost anything instantly? What is the role of the student then? What becomes the new focus of learning? That's a question we're all going to be figuring out together in the years ahead.